Hello everyone, welcome back to the Strawberry Loli channel. This is your host, your friendly neighborhood Slytherin Ren. 皆さんこんにちは。ストロベリーロリチャンネルへようこそ。隣のスリザリン、レンです。As you can probably tell by the thumbnail and title, today I'm going to be doing an all pink makeup look. 本日は私がよくバービーピンクと呼ぶこのホットピンク色をテーマにしてフルメイクしていきたいと思います。Today I'm just really vibing with this hot pink aesthetic right here. This is what I often refer to as Barbie pink or Malibu Barbie pink. Just a really bright, almost fuchsia hot pink color with a nice solid blue undertone. A funny thing about my relationship with this color, and I'll make this brief because I know that you guys want to get to the makeup. Or maybe I'll put a timestamp down below for people that want to skip the story. Okay, so you know how sometimes you have this certain image or narrative of yourself inside your head? Like you identify with a certain group or aesthetic and you really want to prove your loyalty or allegiance to that group, to the rest of the world. Could be an ethnic group or a fandom or a group of people that all share the same hobby, any type of tribe as they call it these days, right? So for me, starting in like middle school, high school, you know, those young adult teen years when most people really start to try and craft a certain identity for themselves, I always fancied myself as this really like edgy punk rock type of person. Fashionista for sure, but more erring on the super edgy subculture indies rock type of fashion. I still identify with that young little emo punk rock visual K rock Ren on the inside. So for some reason I got it into my head that this hot pink Barbie type of color was just not a color that really fit into the punk slash emo slash Japanese visual K rock aesthetic, which doesn't even make any sense on its own as an objective statement because it's not like you don't see the color hot pink ever make an appearance in, you know, the wardrobe or the makeup of a punk rock musician. I mean, there's an artist who named her stage name after the word pink, for crying out loud. Not saying that pink is punk rock or anything, but she is kind of like the embodiment of that kick-ass rocker chick type of image in her own right. My point is, I have no idea really where or how I came up with this decision to reject hot pink as a color that would be like allowed anywhere near my own aesthetic. Because see, the thing is, deep down inside, I actually really love this color, but for some reason, like my brain has been trying to convince me for the past 10 years that I'm not a fan of hot pink, it's not edgy or cool enough for me, like it's too girly, whatever the reason it may be. And then I finally realized that all of that is just my own insecurities talking, because this color literally has nothing to do with anything except that it is simply one shade of pink amongst an infinite spectrum of pink shades. Me liking this color, choosing to wear it on either my clothes or my makeup, it has nothing to do with anything basically. I was just trying to latch onto external things to try and justify or show to the world that I was actually like this type of counter-revolutionary punk rock person, as opposed to, I don't know, the mainstream valley girl type of person that would stereotypically be seen in this color.
On Wednesdays we wear pink.
All of which is just insecure delusion, right? I don't need to like or dislike a certain color to prove anything to anybody. The same way that I don't need to denounce all other forms of music just because I started out originally being super into rock and only that genre for a long period of time. But guess what? I also like pop music, I like electronic, I like trap music. I pretty much listen exclusively to trap and rap music these days. It gets me really pumped up and it makes me feel like confident, but at the same time just the beats and the nature of those songs also give me this cool, calm, collected element that I feel like I also need in the mix. Megan Thee Stallion is one of my favorite artists at the moment. She is a female black rapper. So anyway, that's my backstory about this color hot pink. That's just like one of a few examples that I have about me deciding that I either like or don't like something based on what I feel like my narrative or image should be rather than what I actually feel about those things. And I think that most people can relate to this, honestly. Like, I feel like everyone has their little quirky hang-ups about certain things where there's just this conflict happening in their mind about what their opinion should be and what it actually is. I don't know, like, what is that? Share with me in the comments below if you have some sort of weird hang-up about a certain thing. It could be an interest, a band or a TV show, or something as simple as a color, like me. I guess this is not an entirely new discovery. I mean, people have often referred to it as a guilty pleasure, which I don't like that word either, by the way, but I feel like this is a little bit more nuanced though. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I think you get my drift. Okay, so I just went on like a huge 20-minute tangent rant about natto. I was originally just gonna include it as like part of my little snippet in the beginning of this video, but that turned out to be a lot more convoluted. I kind of got into a rant mode, and I feel like the poor people that clicked on this video expecting some simple, straightforward, hot pink makeup are gonna be like, what the hell? So I might take that footage and make an entirely new video with it. So you can check that out right here. But for today, I'm going to be using a relatively new release by the brand SWEETS-SWEETS. It's been a while since we said hi to SWEETS-SWEETS. This is their new Nuance eyeshadow palette in the color number 1. This is called Sheer Pink, very fitting original name. Currently, this is the only color variation available in this new sheer nuance shadow line, although I suspect they might be adding more to it soon. I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. 本日はスイーツスイーツのシアーニュアンスシャドウ01番を使っていきたいと思います。ちょっと遅れてはいますけど、今年1月の下旬あたりに発売されたアイシャドウパレットです。よく探してみたんですけど、この商品はどこにもレビューがないので、迷子みたいに忘れられていそうで、なかなかかわいそうと思って買ってみました。重ねてもくすまない透け感ラメシャドウ。So there's the packaging. I like the little gold foil detail here. It is a very compact pixie size as per the usual norm for Japanese drugstore eyeshadow palettes. I have a feeling that a lot of you who are really used to super pigmented, impactful, colorful Western makeup eyeshadows might not be feeling this product at all, because the thing about this palette is that all 3 of the eyeshadows are basically like a topper formula. I mean, it is called the Sheer Nuance Shadow Palette after all, so I guess it makes sense. And then in this little pan right here, we have a cream eyeshadow base. So you kind of get an all-in-one situation here. はい、中にアイシャドウ下地とピンク系の3色が入っています。So this is what they look like on the hand. These strawberry stencils were given to me by my amazing subscriber Eri. I love her. I think they're definitely supposed to be like strawberries, but they look more like radishes to me. Does anyone else feel the same way? You can barely make out those colors, right? Sorry for this huge scar right here. That's courtesy of Maxine. But yeah, I just tried lowering my ring light a little bit so that you can see. It's very, very sheer. These are very, very flaky, chunky, loose powders. And all of them have just varying degrees of glitter and shimmer in them, which probably explains the super flaky, chunky texture. They did name this the Sheer Nuance Palette after all though, so at least they didn't false advertise anything. We knew going into this journey that this is basically what we could have expected. I'm actually going to use their little built-in eyeshadow base that they have here on my right eye, and then I want to use the P. Louise base on my left eye just because I'm very interested to see if there is any difference at all in the finished product. Ooh, okay, so this is like very oily and pretty much clear once you swatch it on your skin. It looks tan in the pan, but it's like a clear oily base. Why do I feel like this is low-key Vaseline?ほう、キラキラマックスだね。この左上のホットピンクは割と発色いいけど、もう一色締め色が欲しいね。へえ、思ったよりちょっと存在感のある仕上がりになってます。こ このラメの質感が本当にすごい。Okay, so as you can see, these are some chunky, heavy-looking glitters, and you know what? I am here for it. You know, I never get my hopes up too much with these little pixie Japanese palettes, and I try not to give super harsh reviews of them either, just because I know that, like, companies here are simply catering to what the dominant aesthetic in the market here is, and for many people in Japan, that is a more sheared out natural look. But this is turning out like way more pigmented than I had originally thought. I really would not have blinked an eye if this had turned out to be like just another run-of-the-mill sheared out wash of color type of palette. Look at these glitters, yo. They're like huge, in your face. No matter how many layers I put on, they did not flake off. It just kept building and building in intensity. Now I'm really curious to see how these eyeshadows will turn out when combined with the P. Louise base. Am I crazy, or did this side turn out more vibrant? マジで P. Louise が負けたみたいです。I don't even know what to say right now. I feel like my entire worldview has been challenged. Snack break! I have this pancake flavored mochi ice cream, and it has like maple syrup on the inside too. It's not the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. Ooh, it's like all melted now. But it's satisfying my midnight sweet tooth at the moment, so... Okay, I just inhaled some of the flour on the outside. So for blush, we are going in with this new Vise Riche Foggy on Eyes, or no, Foggy on Cheeks in... This is a new color, PK822. It's called Blossom Pink. I haven't bought a Vise blush in a long time. They're quite expensive. This was 1,500 yen plus tax. Really expensive for a blush product, in my opinion, from the drugstore. But I have to give them credit that they are quite large blush compacts, and the design is really cute. Vise Riche Foggy on Cheeks の新色 PK822 久しぶりの Vise ですね。ちょっと高かったけど。Oh, and there's a brush in the bottom compartment as well. Why don't we go ahead and use that? It does look quite foggy. I like that it's a very translucent pink despite being such a loud color. I'm actually applying with a lot of pressure right now, and you can see that no matter how many times I build it up, it doesn't ever become too intense or veer into that clown territory. That's always a plus for me when it comes to blush products, because I feel like there's a lot of blushes out there that are basically like larger versions of an eyeshadow. Just so pigmented and sometimes hard to sheer down. Pigmentation is never a bad thing, but I feel like for blush products in particular, sometimes it makes your job even harder. Most people are not looking for that clown aesthetic, so I like the foggy aspect of this blush. And then for lips, I'm going to be using another new item by Vise. This is their Crystal Duo tint in the new color SB1 Clear and Pearl Tint, which doesn't really tell you anything, so let me just go ahead and open this up. Unfortunately, this is once again a limited edition color. I'll be honest with you, I only bought it because of the strawberry packaging. If you look really closely, there's like stylized fruits on there. There's the strawberry, and then we have some orange slices, cherries. I basically bought it for the strawberry only. I'm not the biggest fan of the Crystal Duo Tint lipsticks by Vise, to be honest with you. They always look really cool. What it is basically there's always a clear outer shell, and then the center of the lipstick is some sort of color or tint. In this case, it's actually a pretty sheer like strawberry pink tint with glitters on the inside. I doubt that that's actually going to show up on my lips in that color. I feel like this is very much supposed to just be a subtle, barely there tint of color. So they do have other colors that have solid centers, but even with those, I think I've tried like 1 or 2 in the past, and I always ended up getting rid of them pretty soon after purchasing because, I don't know, it's just like not easy to maneuver because the outer clear shell is usually harder than the inner center of the lipstick. So when you try to apply on your lips, the center and the outer shell are very obviously separated, and they don't really melt off or apply at the same pace, if that makes sense, which makes for a very odd, sometimes struggling application process. I don't know if any of that made sense. Did that make any difference to my lips at all? I can't even tell. Let me apply it on my wrist. Okay, I guess there is a noticeable tint, but it's just not quite the fuchsia Malibu Barbie pink that I'm looking for this look, so we're gonna try something else. I am back with a lipstick that I think is gonna give us more of that Malibu Barbie vibes that we're looking for. That was so hard to say, by the way. It took me like 10 takes. Malibu Barbie vibes. This is a new lipstick from RMK. It's called the Comfort Airy Shine range, and this is number 4, Newborn Ruby. I really need to do a separate video on these. Basically, I ended up buying 12 of the 15 shades that they had available. Listen, this is what had happened, okay? The pole dance studio that I go to canceled our pole and burlesque showcase that we were supposed to have in April because of coronavirus, which I must commend them for at the end of the day. Yeah, so basically I just got my refund on my credit card for the payment that I put down for that showcase. And honestly, I understand the need to prioritize public safety and stuff, but I just feel like my entire reason for existing for the next month at least has been pulled out from underneath me. So like, I had to do something, you know, retail therapy to get myself back into a normal state of mind. So that's my excuse for going crazy in the middle of the night and buying 12 of these lipsticks, which is like damn near half of a month's rent. RMK lipsticks are not cheap, so if you buy 12 of them, you do the math. By the way, the component is just this really lovely, simple silver bullet. I'm obsessed. You guys know that I love anything silver, chrome, futuristic looking, and I just feel like these lipsticks are just the perfect quintessential minimalist design. Ooh. I love the fragrance that they put in here. So fresh. Yes, that is exactly the pink that I was looking for. Come through RMK. So as you can see, it's basically like a shine formula. I like how it's so pigmented but also so moisturizing at the same time. And you don't have to put on like a million layers or a super thick layer to get the color to the intensity that you want. Again, I will be doing a separate swatch video of all 12 colors. Speaking of RMK, my nail polish today is also by RMK. This is from their permanent nail polish line. Thank God for once, right? So this is in Pink Aurora number 25. It's like a gorgeous fuchsia pink with a bluish lilac shift to it. This is definitely one of my favorite nail polishes of all time. I feel like I've used it so many times and I still have like more than half of the bottle left, so that's good. I'm getting my money's worth. But yeah, so this is the finished look. What do you guys think? Is it like pink overload? Do we need a pink detox after this? Are we good?
I object.
Oh, before I forget, so I mentioned this in the application process as well, but surprisingly, the base that they have in the palette here, actually it turned out that this eyeshadow base worked better than the P. Louise base at bringing out just the shiny glitterness of it all. Trust me, I tried so hard to layer as much of the glitter and, you know, the pink shade right here especially. You can clearly see the difference and I'm kind of shook about it. Obviously, I think the P. Louise base still did a really good job, but I think this is proof that their little base pan here that they formulated specifically for this palette, it's definitely there to bring out the best of the eyeshadows. I feel like the oily texture of it really has a lot to do with helping the glitters not only pop, but also layer on top of each other so nicely. You would think that a palette full of really glittery topper shades essentially would be really flaky and difficult to work with and have a ton of fallout, but I found that that was actually not the case. There was a minimal fallout on my under eyes and the rest of my face. The shadows stick to the base pretty much instantaneously as long as you're careful with your brush. And yeah, I feel like definitely this is not something that everyone would be interested in, but I ended up really liking my experience working with these shadows. I like the textures and how well they layer on top of each other, and I do like the finished effect, even though I feel like it is missing kind of a darker outer corner color. But if I really wanted to, I could always go in there and supplement with another dark shade from my collection. So with that, I'm going to sign off here. I hope you guys are having a great day or night, whatever time it is in your part of the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!